Come along with me as I show you my arrival at the Cancun Airport, the new visitor's tax, the free airport shuttle, and how I spent my long layover in Cancun visiting an archaeological site in the hotel zone that almost nobody knows about, visit the Mayan Museum, and hang out at one of the many public beach accesses with free palapas and restrooms.
Well, this surely beats waiting at the airport.
I arrived to Cancun, Mexico on Wednesday morning. Stepping out of the plane, you see the sign pointing you to go to customs and baggage claim. I arrived in Terminal 3. Terminal 3 and 4 are international terminals. You can take the escalator down. I chose to take the elevator. I pressed PB for the lower level.
Lift going down.
I am not allowed to record here in the customs area, but you can see everyone heading towards the customs agents. Nobody was pointed to go to the e-gates at all. Maybe because it was very slow. The agents have always been nice and quick, unlike when you enter in some other countries. The blue booths to my right are where the customs agents are, and as you can see, you don't have to go to a different area to get your luggage. You simply pick them up from here after going through customs. I don't like to check in baggage, and I use only carry-on to avoid the sometimes long waits or worse, lost luggage. Sometimes they check and open your luggage. This time there was a canine sniffing out luggage, and I was fine to walk right out. Now this right here is what a lot of people warn you about. The timeshare sharks. This was the first time that they did not approach me. Maybe it was because I had the camera in my hand, but as you can see, the airport was not busy at all on the day I went. And you can see one guy there following the two ladies and trying to lure them in. These timeshares and deals are a waste of your precious vacation time, so it is best to ignore them or firmly tell them you are not interested. Once you exit the airport, you can continue to walk straight where you can find authorized taxis or the transportation you previously reserved. They will be there with signs showing either your name or the name of your resort. Ignore anyone that tries to tell you that your transportation isn't there. So let me mention this new Visitax. According to the Mexican government site, all tourists must pay $11 when visiting the state of Quintana Roo, where Cancun is located. It is confusing as it doesn't seem like they are enforcing it, yet someone was at this little booth on the way out of Cancun where it said to avoid any inconvenience, pay your visit tax here. So if you are someone who likes to be safe rather than sorry and you want to pay your tourist tax ahead of time, please be careful where you pay. I noticed this website called Visitax.us and saw some for other countries too. This is not the official government website. It clearly states at the bottom that they charge a $48 US fee and the actual cost is only $11 US. Please go to visitax.gov.mx. The gov.mx is the official government site where you won't be ripped off. So my initial plan was to wait out the long layover and I didn't have any transportation reserved. I exited out of the pickup zone onto the area where the free airport shuttle passes through. Here, a taxi driver tried to convince me to use his services for almost $50 one way to the hotel zone. I declined and he lowered his price to around $40, but I still declined. I decided to take the free shuttle to Terminal 2. The free shuttle service runs every 30 to 45 minutes or longer with no set schedule. So if you need to transfer to another terminal and you have time, you can wait it out to use this service. Otherwise, you may have to overpay for a taxi, take the ADO bus, or walk over. At Terminal 2, my plan was to check out prices again since Terminal 2 is mostly filled with Mexicans. Right away, I was presented with the option to take the ADO bus, but in the end, I opted to take the airport taxi where they scheduled the drop-off, pickup, and stored my luggage for around $55 total. I paid the supervisor as the actual taxi drivers do not accept the payments themselves. It was a little risky, but I decided to trust them since they were authorized personnel working for the airport. The cheapest option to get out of the airport is using the ADO bus, which is safe, comfy, and reliable. You can purchase your ticket once you get to the airport, or you can usually get it at a discount rate buying ahead of time online. Just be sure to choose the correct terminal and choose Cancun QR as your destination. You can also take this bus to Puerto Morelos or Playa del Carmen. Choose the 120 peso fare to go to Cancun, and right here you can also see the ADO terminal-to-terminal buses, which cost around $1 US. You then choose your seat and finish the checkout process. If you don't want to walk around with your luggage, you can store it at the Adeo bus station for around $5 US. You can then take a taxi to the Hotel Zone or walk across the pedestrian bridge to catch the Ruta 1 bus, which can sometimes have some of the following also written on it. If you reserve the other transportation, you can tell them to take you to Chedraui, where you can also store your luggage and is located in the party zone and across the street from Playa Gaviotas, which many consider the best beach in the area. It is also known as Playa Forum because of the Plaza Forum. This time I asked to be dropped off across the street from Playa Delfines.
So I just went and got some food here at the Go Mart. I took a taxi from the airport down to the Hotel Zone since I had to wait for so long. And I'm going to check out this archaeological site that they have here. It's called El Rey, and a lot of people don't know about it. But it is something that you can do if you don't have the budget or the time to take a trip to Chichen Itza or Tulum. You can check out this archaeological site. And Playa Delfines is over there. And it is where the Cancun sign is. For the people that want to take pictures in front of the Cancun sign. So 70 pesos to go in. So my tickets.
El Rey Archaeological Ruins is located in the southern part of the Hotel Zone, about 15 minutes from the Cancun Airport, across the street from Delfines Beach, and next to a golf course. If you want to record video footage, you must pay a fee of 50 pesos. El Rey offers around 50 archaeological ruins. Some of what's left are now just the foundation of the buildings, while others are more intact. Nobody knows what this site was actually called, and was named El Rey after a sculpture found said to resemble a king. It is said that some structures were destroyed when building the roads of the Hotel Zone and the golf course, and also separated this site from the San Miguelito ruins, which we will be checking out today as well. I recommend visiting in the early morning to avoid the strong Cancun sun, since there is very little shade here. This area is not as large as the more well-known sites, but if you like to visit uncrowded archaeological zones for a cheap price, then this is definitely well worth it. It was extremely peaceful here, you guys.
I had a really nice walk here. The ruins are always something I love to see, and I am going to head over across the street to go change and hang out at the beach for a little bit. There is no blue like this. This is Playa Delfines, and this is where the famous Cancun letters are. They do have restrooms, and all those little palapas are free to use. As first come, first serve.
Like and subscribe to support this new channel.
So all these people are lined up here, all to take a picture with the sign that says Cancun.
I have just changed into my swimsuit at the bathroom here. There is no fee to use the restrooms, but you will see people overseeing the area, and they do have a tip jar.
I was able to get one. So this is a public beach, and you see a lot of Mexican people here. Normally, any public beach will have a lot of Mexican people. And that's really because the majority of Mexican people won't stay at the resorts.
Ooh, I couldn't resist the fruit. If you like taking risks, they also sell seafood. You can take the R1 or R2 bus to go all up and down the hotel zone. I always let the bus driver know where I want to get off, and they always stop the bus and scream the location so that I can get off.
This is another spot that's in the hotel zone. I took the bus for 12 pesos, which is less than $1, and it took like 2 minutes. It's hot, so I did not want to walk. And we have El Museo Maya, the Maya Museum.
Entry is free on Sundays for all Mexican nationals, and that pretty much goes for all archaeological zones and many museums. So of course, expect Sundays to be especially busy. Don't buy your ticket ahead of time for this one. I have been here 4 times and there has never been a line or big crowds. The only thing you will accomplish buying these online is paying double the price. This particular building housing the Maya Museum is the 3rd building since the previous 2 were damaged by hurricanes. San Miguelito is the most important archaeological zone in Cancun. Its name comes from a ranch that operated in the area from the 1950s to 70s.
So this right here is another archaeological site located in the hotel zone. Isn't this so cool? And with the 90 pesos that you pay to get in, you can also go into the museum, which is also really cool.
Both San Miguelito and El Rey were part of the same zone, highly important to trade and commerce. With very few people, it really felt like I had the place all to myself at times. Well, just me, the iguanas, birds, and mosquitoes. The remains of infants found in these areas show the cruel reality resulting from the European conquest, which turned their world upside down. There have been many local and foreign artifacts found in this area, from ceramic, obsidian, quartz, coral, and many more, showing the commercial importance of this site. The museum is set up so that you can enter and view the artifacts first and then walk the path of the ancient ruins second. I decided to walk the ruins first because it was so hot and I wanted to cool off inside the museum afterwards. This contemporary museum houses engaging exhibits on Mayan history, art, and also one of the most important collections of Mayan artifacts, most of which were excavated from Quintana Roo and the surrounding Yucatan region.
So look at this, you guys. This is what they used to pierce their penis with, and then they would let the blood drop on cloth, and then the cloth was burned so it can go into the infraworld.
You also have to pay 50 pesos in order to record video here. One of the areas of this museum was closed on this particular day that I went. After this, I walked back to Delfines Beach where the airport van picked me up and dropped me off at Terminal 2. Terminal 2 is mostly national flights with few international departures. B gates were all on the main floor while A gates were upstairs. I was surprised by how far I had to walk just to get to my gate. It was a really far walk. In the meantime, there are a lot of stores to shop at and a lot of restaurants. But you know how those airport prices are. Off I go to my home state of Veracruz, where I will be visiting Papantla, El Tajín, El Puerto de Veracruz, and Alvarado, Veracruz. Thank you for watching.